Hello, and welcome to the Scott Mize Show, a podcast focused on body and hormone optimization and improvement for anyone who's looking to get jacked, build muscle, lose fat, improve their hormones, feel better, or improve their health. Here, I interview experts in lab work, hormones, bodybuilding, coaches, bodybuilders, and everyday people and senior executives who have improved their hormones and improved their body. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Anything you hear should not be taken as medical advice. Please consult with your physician before making any changes to your diet, exercise, or supplementation protocols. This podcast is brought to you by Element Electrolytes. Element Lemonade is finally here. It's great for a hot summer day, workout, or just enjoying with a cold beverage at your desk. Check it out and get your free sample pack of their favorite flavors, along with any regular purchase when you use my custom link, which is drinklmnt.com/Scott Mize. The sample pack is great for anyone who's interested in trying their most popular flavors, or anyone who wants to introduce a friend to Element. Go to drinklmnt.com/Scott Mize to claim this awesome deal. Now on to the show. Johnny Kim is an NPC classic physique competitor who just finished an unbelievable season. From entering True Novice at a local show to winning the overall at that show in Open Classic to getting 2 top 4 finishes at Junior Nats and NPC Universe, 2 national shows in stacked 30-man Class B. Johnny lives and trains in New Jersey. Welcome to the show, Johnny.
Thank you very much. I appreciate having me on, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first question for you, 2 questions. One is, why did you have to ruin people's lives in True Novice? And 2, this wasn't your first year competing, right? So how did you do True Novice?
So technically, it wasn't my first time, but I did summer shredding. So that wasn't an NPC.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, going back to True Novice, like John, my coach, he's my coach, John Ballard. He was like, he didn't want me doing True Novice, right? He just wanted me to do Open.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's my first time, so like, why not? Did I lose you here?
No, you're good.
Okay, my computer just turned off for a second. Hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I was like, why not? It's my first time. And yeah, I mean, I guess he put up like a post, and so many people apparently like told him like, yeah, you're gonna be bullying kids or whatever. First time on an NPC stage, so I was like, why not? And yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. I kind of felt the same way last year. I did True Novice and Open in Classic, but yeah, if it's your first show, that's totally reasonable. And so how did you get into bodybuilding? Like, were you an athlete growing up? What got you into lifting in the first place?
So I guess starting way back when I was younger, I played football in high school, and that's how I kind of started in the gym. I think like I was 13 years old, freshman in high school. You want to get big and strong, so I started going to the gym there, and then I guess bodybuilding really came after college. One of my close friends, he was my roommate in college. He actually competed in like 2021, and that was like my first time going to a bodybuilding show, and it was like really eye-opening. I was like, wow, this is really cool, because you see everything on Instagram, men's physique. He was a men's physique guy, by the way, Dan Mayo, shout out to him. But I would just kind of go into the gym, like not bodybuilding, but I guess training, of course. And then it's something I've always wanted to do. And I guess in 2022-ish, that's when I was like, okay, I really want to compete. And of course, like you need a coach, right? So that's when I started looking for a coach. And then I guess it's like a little story, but I can get into it real quick. So, Team Reform by Alex Toplin.
I know Alex Toplin, but yeah, I guess that's his coaching.
So I guess like I just kind of inquired about coaching over by him. Just, why not? Because he was someone I kind of followed. And then he linked me over to John because John was actually working with Team Reform at that time. Now he's by himself. But yeah, I reached out to him, and honestly, like it's been, I've been with John ever since. So I guess to answer the question, like one of my closest friends, he actually inspired me, and like, my 2 best friends right now I have like in my life, like Nick, Megan, and Zan Carver, they're both bodybuilders too. So I'm like around it a lot. Yeah. And, just having friends to do it with you is also just makes it more fun and, exciting. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh my gosh. So young. Yeah, I just did my first show last year and I'm 33.
Oh yeah? Nice.
So I got into it.
Okay, though, slowly getting up there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so you did when you signed up with John, did he like make you do a full off season first before
Yeah,
your
so
first show, I
we did
guess?
like a little off season, and then we did our first prep summer shredding in 2023,
Okay.
and then ever since then we took like a really long off season. I think it was like 18 months. So my stage rate on summer shredding was 167.8.
Oh my gosh.
I got up to 224.4 at my peak heaviest. It was a
Wow.
little fluffy, of course, but it was like, close to 60 pounds of just
Wow.
weight carrying on me.
Yeah.
So,
How did
that
that feel?
it was not fun. I was, and my face is super, super round, trouble breathing, but
Yeah.
you gotta kind of push it a little bit just to, put on
Sure.
that tissue, I think, in the beginning stages for sure.
And what was summer shredding like? Like, how did that go for you? What'd you compete in? Was it men's physique?
I did a classic physique, and honestly, it was a great show. I think I'm glad I did that as my like, I guess, first show, just because it's very well ran, and I got to like document it. Of course, filming they're okay with. In Jersey they're a little strict with the cameras,
Yeah.
but that aspect was very cool, and I think the show was ran pretty well, and I had a lot of fun. Honestly, I did it with my best friend, and a lot of my friends actually flew up for that show too. So it was like a whole
Oh,
squad. We rented out like a Airbnb, and yeah, it was honestly like a good time. I mean, of
awesome.
course, like if I had to go back, I would probably done like a local show for my first show. But looking back, it was a good time.
And where is summer shredding?
It's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay. Is that like the Christian Guzman
Yeah,
show?
yeah, yeah. I think it's
Okay,
like,
got it.
yeah, it's Alpha Land Gym, but it
Cool.
was yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And what did you end up weighing on stage this year?
I was okay, so I did three shows, right? I think Atlantic States I was about like 189, I would say.
Wow.
And then we dug pretty hard for junior nationals. We were like, I think morning of show they got down to like 185.8. So definitely like I would say I had to look back my most peeled look, but I lost a little bit of upper fullness, and
Oh,
then uh Universe was about like 190 on stage.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great look. I thought
Yeah.
you looked best at Universe. And what's your height?
I am 5'8" and a quarter.
Okay, cool.
So it's funny because Atlantic States, I mean, not weight, I heighted at 5'8" and a quarter, Internationals 5'8" and a quarter, and then Universe 5'8" and a half. So maybe like,
Nice.
when that we fed up into the show, I gained a little bit of padding of my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely needed that quarter because if I wasn't, I would have to be 187. So I would
Oh,
have
wow.
to be there, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're 5'9", it's 194, and if you're 5'9" and a half, it's 202.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can make. I mean, maybe I'll make 194 this year, but
How
202.
tall are you?
I'm 5'9" and a half.
Oh, okay, nice.
Like 5'9" and a quarter, 5'9" and a half. So last year on stage, it was so weird. My scale at home said 183, and then at the show I weighed 192.
Damn.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense, but yeah, I was well within the cap of 202. So I'm 196 this morning. Definitely bigger and leaner than last year, but yeah, I'm excited. Still got 4 weeks to go.
4 weeks. It's crunch time now. How you
Yeah.
feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Pretty good. Today's a high day. Get 1,000 grams of carbs.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. We're chugging along. And talk about the prep overall. Like, how did it go? How did you feel coming into the first show? What challenges did you face along the way? What was it like?
So, just to recap the whole thing,
Yeah, give me the long version.
this prep was awesome. Like, I think just having that like previous prep experience from summer shredding, I dug very hard there. I probably suffered more there than this prep. But like, of course, going into this prep, I was just more mentally like aware of what it was to come, and just like in a very good headspace, I will say. Shout out to my girlfriend, of course, Julia. She's been a big part of it, keeping me level headed, and just like overall, just being in like a good state, of course, right? Like I feel like I barely complained once. I mean, of course, I complained here and there, but she like kind of told me, "Hey, Johnny, like you've been complaining a lot recently," and then I didn't realize at first, but then ever since that day, I decided, okay, I'm not gonna bitch or quit or not quit, bitch and moan about this prep because I get to do this, right? It's a privilege
Yeah.
to compete. So ever since that conversation, I kind of shifted that mindset, and it's like let's fucking get it. And I think that has played a big part. And it was a pretty long prep, but going into the season, I knew that Universe was the end goal. So junior nationals, we kind of like made last minute, like let's just hop into it. And then the targeted regional show was actually a week after Atlantic States. So everything kind of like got shifted up, moved forward. And like, I guess for a lot of people, like they kind of get burnt out towards the tail end of the prep. I feel like I could have kept going, honestly. If I didn't have like plans for vacation in August, maybe I would have, made another run for USA's this year. I already had things going on, so I was like, all
A
right,
long season.
yeah. But considering it was a long season, I think I really enjoyed it, and I didn't feel like really burnt out or like tired at the end. It's just because also from junior USA, junior nationals to universe, we kind of fed up into the show, so that dropped off a lot of fatigue, a lot of like hunger and stuff like that, and like I just kind of went to that universe, the last show, just feeling really good, full, and just probably like yeah, we definitely brought our best showing there. But
That's awesome.
yeah, it was a very great prep, I will say. Shout out to my coach for picking me 3 times and improving each look, because that's definitely hard to do. But he's John Ballard, my coach. He's definitely improved a lot over the years, and he's good at what he does. So also shout out to him.
Yeah. He seems like a great guy. He seems like he really cares. I watched a lot of your vlogs, which are excellent. Folks
Oh,
should
thank
check
you.
those out. I'll have a link to that. But he seems like a really caring, awesome coach. And I think he's actually mentored by my coach.
Yeah,
Don.
yeah,
So,
dog.
yeah. So that's cool. And how long did you have between each of the shows? I'm just curious because that's something I only did one show last year. So this will be my first time doing multiple shows.
So it was 2 weeks apart, pretty much.
Okay.
Show, which was nice. So from Atlantic States to junior nationals, it actually was like 13 days because we compete on a Friday instead of a Saturday. And then from there, it was 2 weeks later and then back on a Saturday.
Cool.
So it was like, just a couple days deplete and then peak week, fill up and then repeat like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get into a rhythm. Yeah, for me, so I was originally going to do this show called East Coast Mecca Classic,
Okay.
which was on August 9th. And then at 5 weeks out, they changed it to August 3rd, which is the week of North Americans, which I'm doing. So I can't do that. So I signed up for a different show, the New Jersey State Championship 16. So it'll be like 10 days before North Americans. So I don't think we're going to do like a full peak for it
Yeah.
because Dom doesn't want to risk any like water rebound or anything. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how we manage those 10 days.
Yeah. Because I also feel like John didn't pick me completely for Atlantic States either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we fed a lot more into junior nationals because my body was just running through food. But yeah, it's definitely like, a strategy, like how much you want to fill up and stuff like that.
Yeah. For me, it takes a lot of food.
I'm sure.
I-
I never got 1,000 grams of coke for my high days.
Yeah. I mean, this off season, I was over 7,000 calories every single day.
Wow.
And in prep, it's been like low days are like 3,300, 3,500. And that's like, if I do 3 of those in a row, I'll lose like 3 or 4 pounds. And then, high days are like 800 to 1,000 carbs. And we'll do those like 2 or 3 days a week.
So let me ask you, like, how's your appetite? Are you someone that's hungry, or are you just like
Insanely high.
you're very hungry?
Yes. And I'm using like a lot of GLPs.
That's like the best situation because usually
Yeah.
people that have like fast metabolism like have to eat a lot of food. They're not
Yeah.
hungry. But I always
Yeah.
envious of those people. I wish I could have that.
Yeah. So my hunger is like really adaptive. Like some people have like an adaptive metabolism. I have an
Yeah.
adaptive appetite. So as soon as I'm start eating less, I get hungry really quickly. But as soon as I'm eating a lot, I don't want food pretty quickly. So it's like,
I get that. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm kind of similar to, in a way.
yeah. So it is what it is. But I also I was having some digestive issues at the start of prep this year and I sorted those out. And I honestly think part of the reason I needed to eat so much in the off season was because I wasn't absorbing all of the food. Like my digestion was really good in the off season. I wasn't having any symptoms, but I still think I probably wasn't assimilating all of it. And if I carry forward the changes I made into next off season, I think I'll be able to absorb a lot more nutrients and it'll be a lot easier. I hope.
So what do you mean by like if you were digestion fine, like what symptoms did you have?
I didn't have any symptoms in the off season, but when I started prep, I was having like loose stools. I was going to the bathroom a lot. I was having gas and bloating. And then I pretty much just added, I was taking like 1 or 2 caps of betaine with each meal.
Yeah.
And I bumped that up to like 4 caps.
Oh, really?
And then Dom has a few other digestive
Yeah.
supplements he swears by. One is called like IgG, which you can get on Amazon. And then he had me taking oral BPC, and like my digestion is incredible now, like so good. And I think if I carry forward some of those changes into off season, it'll just make it a lot easier when I'm pushing those high amounts of food.
It's a big part of it, I don't think a lot
Yeah.
of people realize digestion in bodybuilding.
So huge, so huge. Talk about how it felt doing the first show in Atlantic States. Like, were you nervous going into it? How did it feel when you were, center the call out? Walk us through.
So that show, it meant a lot to me, of course, winning my first show. Going into the season, I knew I could be good. I had that potential, but actually seeing it through and like winning, it really solidified. And looking back at my, 18-month off season, it definitely paid off. The bodybuilding, the ultimate game of delayed gratification, right? So,
Yes.
I think that really cemented that, okay, we have something here that I can be good in this sport. So definitely meant a lot to me. Of course, like I believed in myself and I saw it, but I needed to see it, to see that actual win come into life, just to make sure we're on the right track. It was awesome, of course. I think I was the most like calm going into that show. I
Yeah.
wasn't nervous at all. I felt like just I think like even my family and my girlfriend said I probably posed the best at Atlantic States. I just felt very confident because I
Yeah.
did my homework, I did my posing, and just felt really good. Honestly, I wasn't nervous at all. Probably was more nervous like in the two national shows than Atlantic States.
Well,
Yeah,
that's reasonable.
yeah. So I think
Yeah, I was there at Atlantic States watching you. That's where I first heard about you because
yes,
I had another friend competing in Masters, and you were extremely poised and professional. I was like, this guy has the best posing in the show by far. You looked awesome. And it was funny. I think this, at least my wife says this happened at my show last year too. A lot of people in the audience like became fans of you as the show was going on. Yeah, it like your cheering section went from like the 4 people who were there for you, like your videographer and whoever else. I was sitting right behind them. And then like over time, more and people were yelling, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. So it's cool. Like your fan base like literally grew in the audience.
that's awesome.
Uh,
I didn't even know that, but that's cool
yeah,
to hear.
yeah, yeah. It was awesome. And then you worked with Chris Barnett for posing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm
Really,
working with him too.
yeah,
He's
he's
awesome.
really good at what he does, and
Yeah,
shout out to him for sure.
yeah, yeah. And talk about going into the national level shows. Like, what were your expectations? What were your goals going into each of those?
I've said this in a couple YouTube videos, and I guess like one of my Instagram posts. Like, I made it a goal at the beginning of this year to make first call outs at my first national shows,
Nice.
for show, and we did that. I guess
That's my goal too, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like for myself, it was a big win, right? I won like 3 classes, got 2 overall, so like I had a lot of momentum. But at the same time, like I was like, all right, you celebrate your win, now it's back to work, right? People, you're only good as your best showings. Going into the show, I definitely felt more confident because we brought like a better look as in terms of like conditioning wise, and I would say I think it was like 22 people in my class there at junior nationals.
Yeah.
So at first, when I saw the list, I was like, "Ooh, of course it's deep, right? Class B is always deep and classic."
So
So
deep. So deep.
But it was nice to have John there because he was just giving me the head nod, like you got this backstage, and
Yeah.
that gives me a sense of calmness. Um, we made it in the first callouts, and I feel like with that show, I didn't pose the best because you know how they typically like run you through the rounds, but it was kind of out of
Yeah.
order, which they I'm sure do at national shows, like they do front double
Yeah.
bicep and then go back to a front relax and then whatever. So
Yeah.
maybe I gassed out a little bit if I had to like kind of look back. Other than that, I will say it was a very weird, I guess, call out because they just sent top four backstage and that was it. They
Hmm.
didn't really like in the at the top four, they called us off, and then I guess they already made their decision. So it was very short, as opposed to Universe. Like they kind of posed us around a little bit, gave us some more opportunity, I guess, to kind of see. Yeah, I mean, definitely, of course, my first time competing at a national show. Like, of course, the goal is to win, but I was very happy with how I came in, conditioning wise, and definitely, accomplishment getting top five for sure at that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I mean, both of those shows were super deep. At least Universe, I'm not sure if you know him, but Mike Nassif, he's like
Yeah,
Dom's junior coach. He was saying Universe Classic was way deeper than last year, past
yeah,
years. And man, the top two guys in B were insane. Like
yeah.
perfect physiques. And the Class C winner too. Class A winner, the guy who won the overall. He was great too, but I don't think he was better than the B or C guys. No offense to him, he looked phenomenal. But the two guys who got pro cards in B and the guy who won C were just on another level at Universe at least.
Good guys for sure.
And yeah, it's funny you say that about like them doing the call outs in strange ways at national shows. So one tip I got from a friend who's a coach, Joseph Percher, is to listen to national show call outs
Yeah.
on YouTube. Like, I mean, there are even ones from like 2016 or something. But if you like practice to those, like every other, like maybe every other day you do like your normal rounds. Every other day you listen to one of those. It can be totally random. Like they can be like front double, okay, and then you'll even hear them like switching people, and
Yep.
you'll basically have to like practice just holding there. And then they'll be like back double, and then they'll be like front double, and it could be totally different than the normal order. And I feel like that can be good practice too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like you said, you never know what they're going to do. Um, and I guess one question for me is, do you feel like they prejudged you at either national show at finals, or do you feel like it was pretty much locked in?
I feel like it was pretty lucky
Yeah.
because finals it was luckily since I made top five we get to do the posing routine. Right?
And you didn't do any routine before prejudging, or was it like a 30-second?
It was 30 seconds. So I think if I had to guess, we did our individuals first at junior nationals, and then call outs. I think, but then at
Okay.
Universe we did call outs first, and then individual, and then the actual first, second, third call out. I believe. I think it was
Prejudging.
yeah prejudging.
Interesting. Yeah, because like Chris keeps asking me, like, how long is your routine going to have to be? Is the routine the first thing the judges are going to see? And I'm like, I have no idea, honestly.
30-second routine definitely in the they doing the prejudging, but then the posing routine, it's like finals,
Yeah.
literally posing routine and awards, and then the overall thing.
Yeah, I'll have to take another look at what it is at North Americans.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure. And then talk about Universe. What were the emotions like there? What were your expectations?
So of course, like riding off that fourth place, and we got feedback from the judges, which was coming fuller. So I definitely was a lot more confident going into it because Universe has also been a show that I've been going to the past couple of years. I've actually like saw John every time he came here. Ever since I started working with him, he's always made the time to work out with me, get a lift in with me, and like I even picked him up from the airport one time. So
Cool.
like we kind of built that relationship, I guess, from like the Universe show, which was cool. But I live in like Leonia, right? So this is like 4 minutes away from the venue. So it did mean a lot because I remember sitting last year with John in the crowd. I was like, that's where I need to be, and I was in my off season, and just to have it kind of come full circle and compete right here in my backyard, it was definitely very exciting to go into it. Of course, I would say like I had higher expectations to place better than fourth, right? Because you just want to improve. We're just like right there, right? So I guess in technical speaking, junior nationals only first place gets their pro card, right? So
Yeah,
I was 3 spots away, and then universe I was
two
two
spots.
spots away. So in that sense, I guess I did improve placing
Yeah.
wise, but at the end of the day, we controlled all we can control. We showed up at our best, and other people were just simply better than I was, right? So it was, a little disappointing at first, I would say, because when you're standing on the side at first in the first call out, I was like all over here,
Yeah, I remember
and then I was literally grilling Tyler Mannion, like, yo, look at me,
that.
really looking at me, and then the last couple seconds, I guess, before they kind of sent him off stage, he like moved me a little bit closer. So I guess that was like the fourth
Okay.
spot. And yeah, that was kind of it. And then we kind of stepped off stage. So like I was, of course, like that, what you want to get to that center spot, right? And it was a 9-person call out. So the person, Carlos, shout out to my boy who won. He was right in the center, and then it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
It was a huge call out. I don't know why they did that. 9 guys.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of huge call outs because like kid on the right next to me was like elbowing me. I'm like, bro, let me just
Yeah.
hold my pose.
And like, are they even looking at the two,
Exactly.
8 and 9 on the
You're
outside?
not looking at the edges for sure. It's just
Yeah.
like the center and then
Yeah.
kind of
It's kind of,
standing. Yeah.
but I mean, I didn't study it, but like just my outside in perspective is I think you looked better at Universe. I think the lineup was deeper at Universe. I think the top three at Universe was insane in B. So I think you should be really proud of two top four finishes your first year doing national shows. Couldn't hope for much better.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely a great season for sure.
What's the goal now? What's the plan? Are you competing next year? You're gonna take a full year off?
Road is stand back of mine. So
Yeah,
definitely
you
need.
have insane legs. I'll say that, but
Yeah.
you really need it back.
I definitely need to bring up my back. It's always been like, I'm Asian, right? We have good legs and terrible backs, but definitely the primary focus is the back and, just upper body also in general. So like my current split right now is I'm training legs like every 2 weeks.
Nice.
So like it's literally, training's been very fun. I have like a pull day, push day, rest, pull day, push day, and then like a arm day, and then the next week it'll be like legs instead of the arms. So I'm excited just because I've never had this kind of training, and then
Yeah.
definitely a lot more volume within the back, which I've been enjoying. Just because like for me, I feel I can connect pretty well with my back, but I feel like in the previous off seasons it just wasn't enough. Kind of always in the back of my mind, I'm like just like 3, 4 movements, that's it, because
Yeah.
that's the lagging part. So I'm kind of curious to see what I have a lot more volume now, what that will kind of yield, especially
Yeah.
now that like my connection's better, like I'm having good pumps right now,
That's awesome.
taking advantage of this post show phase where we grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like back can just tolerate so much. And we should either trade together or trade body parts because I need to bring up my legs
Yeah,
and that back is definitely my strongest point. So I'm sure we could teach each other a thing or two.
of course.
It's funny. I've always told people I want to get to the stage where I can be one of those guys who's like deprioritizing legs because I feel like it would just free up so much recovery capacity.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like I will never be that. I know that. I'm always going to be the guy who has to train legs twice a week, like hammer my quads. But it
Yeah,
would be so nice to just like for 6 months be like, okay, legs are on the back burner. Let's really like drive volume and intensity to the other body parts.
yeah. I'm
Oh, well.
interested to see like because when I train legs, it's like it's pretty intense and like I'm so cooked after.
Yeah.
So like now, just not having that like crazy energy demand recovery, I feel like it could definitely bring up the upper for sure. So it's gonna be cool to see in a couple months how I'm looking.
Yeah. It definitely frees up a lot.
Yeah,
So do you think you'll compete next year or in 2 years?
I think next year for sure. I
Okay,
just
cool.
don't know when timeline wise exactly, but I would
Yeah.
say probably if I had to point like universe would just make sense.
Okay.
So I guess right now
Yeah.
we're just looking at you, but we'll just kind of see how the off season goes because I know John likes to have a pretty long off season, but at the same time
Yeah.
it's like if you wanted the universe, you kind of cut it short a little bit and then could start it I don't know if anything early than that. Possibly, we can do that. I don't know. Here's the thing, because like I don't have to requalify either, which is
Yeah, you're
awesome.
qualified.
But I do like doing like more than one show, even though of course the goal is a pro card, right?
Yeah.
Or like maybe Universe and then USA's or something like that. But I guess for now we're just, I guess in the back of our minds, it's just again, let's just say Universe now, and then we'll see as the time gets closer and then reschedule like or time frame and what's.
Yeah, I'm qualified too. I just wanted to do one
Oh yeah,
warm-up show with Dom from last year.
it's
It's
nice
kind of
though.
great. Yeah,
It's a
it's
lot of
nice.
work, but at the same time, I feel like you get your, brush off the dust, and then
Yeah, I definitely need that.
especially if you win, you carry a lot of momentum too.
Yeah, I think also Dom talked me out of doing Universe this year.
Really?
I kind of wish I had done it because, it's just really nice to do a show locally. I think Pittsburgh will be really fun, and I've heard amazing things about the Gary Udit shows. But Dom was like, Universe is not well run. It felt like it was pretty well run this year, but in the past, I know sometimes like prejudging has gone until like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So he was like, don't do Universe, please.
They switched it up this year, so they'd had men's physique go on Thursday.
Yeah. So that made more room.
Yeah, so on
That made a big
Saturday it
difference.
was just bodybuilding and classic, but bodybuilding is so deep with the
Yeah.
masters.
My God.
Man, I think it was like I think final started at what 5?
Yeah.
I left my house at like 6:30 and then just chill for another hour watching the show.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of people. I don't know how many competitors there were, but it was.
Yeah, I'm interviewing actually Jesse DiStefano this afternoon. He won the 35 Masters light heavies. He's a Chris Tuttle. He looked incredible. I've got his pro card. But yeah, it's funny. People call it like the retirement show because there are all these old guys doing Masters bodybuilding. It's pretty funny. Cool. Well, what do you like to do outside of competing? Like what do you do for work? What's your life like outside?
So I am a personal trainer. That's
Cool.
what I do for of my job. And honestly, I bodybuilding takes a lot of my time. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's like my hobby, a very expensive hobby.
Of course.
So that takes a big chunk of it. But as in terms of like outside factors, I guess like I do like to, film content or try to make content. I do YouTube. I've been doing it for the past couple of years. Always been like a side passion project of mine. It is just so time consuming to do. I will say that, but I
Yeah.
just I like documenting bodybuilding or at least my journeys.
Cool.
That takes a but also I have a girlfriend as well, so I try to spend as much time I can with her. Now that prep is over, I'm trying to, be
Make
there
up.
more for her because
Yep.
she definitely deserves it. So it's nice to
All the
have like a little bit more time for sure now.
What do you train people at the same gym you train at?
No, so I kind of go to a different gym to train. I train at Iron Culture. I don't know if you've heard of that gym.
Iron Culture or Iron Revolution?
Iron Culture. So they have like
Okay.
they have another gym opening up in West Orange, I believe, or South Orange.
Yeah, I talked to the guy at Universe.
Yeah. But I go to the one in North Bergen. That's right.
Sick. I'm gonna start going there.
Oh, really? Wait, where do you?
Yeah, 'cause my wife and I are moving to Hoboken. I live in
Okay.
Brooklyn right now, but we're moving to Hoboken at the end of September. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna start going.
Awesome. Yeah, you'll be right there.
Yeah.
I'll see you all the
Yeah.
time then.
Yeah, I've got an e-bike, so I'm gonna e-bike up there.
Yeah.
I don't own a car, but yeah, it seems like a sick gym.
No,
I'm
it's
really
definitely
excited.
the spot, especially around here. It's, like my gym is great, but the vibe is not like the bodybuilding vibe. If I'm like
Yeah.
grunting, like I'm sure everyone would just break their neck and stare at me. But Iron Culture,
Yeah.
if I make a little peep, no one's gonna care,
Yeah.
right? So it's just, I guess, and also the equipment there is also fantastic.
I can't wait. I'm gonna start watching a lot more of your vlogs now that I know you train there. I've already been watching a lot
They
of
got
them.
some
But
like Panada pieces, some Prime,
nice.
the
Nice.
Cybex. So they got leg pieces wise, they got like pretty much everything you need.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm not much of an equipment snob, but I do love some good leg pieces.
Yeah.
Just because of being old and having all the injuries I had, it makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's really nice. I'm used to doing, a lot of hammer strength, Cybex pin loaded stuff. So it'll be nice to have some real equipment. Cool. Well, what are are your like long-term goals in the sport? Do you want to go to the Olympia? Like what? How are you thinking about this?
I guess we'll take it one at a time. But
Yeah.
of course, like going to Olympia would be a dream, right? I think that's a
Yeah.
dream for any amateur competitor. But I definitely want to close the gap in my physique and just kind of, come lights out next year. So I'm gonna focus that, especially pretty much. That's gonna be my main focus this off season, and try to really punch it next year because I know I'm very, very close. So
You are.
I'm right there. So I think I just gotta, keep put my head down, put in the work. And then after that, let's say become a pro. I guess obviously I got a new weight cap, right? 10 more pounds.
Yeah.
So maybe take
A lot of
a year off and then maybe top 5 at a pro show. I think that's a good goal to have for a debut and then kind of slowly climb the ladder up from there. But yeah, definitely that's like I guess the outlook I have. But
Cool.
ultimate goal Olympia, of course. But if I don't get there, then I think it's fine. But definitely would like to go pro within the next year for sure.
Yeah, I think you got it. Honestly, I think good off season, bring your back up, come in. How much room do you have in the cap? You said like
I was
8
like
pounds?
4, but
Okay.
I could probably push down a little more and
Yeah.
fill up. So for
Yeah.
Universe, I don't know if you knew, but you can weigh in on like a Wednesday for a Saturday
Wow.
show. Like that's
What?
yeah.
It's wild.
I checked in Wednesday at like 2 p.m. and like I know Carlos, the guy who won, his weight cap's like I think 183 because he's exactly
Okay.
8. He was 15 pounds heavier on stage apparently. I was like, what? No way. So, for him, like it definitely played in his favor. But yeah, I definitely have probably like anywhere from 6 to 8 pounds of tissue that I can put on for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, it's with the variables. I'm sure could probably strip off or put on a little more.
For Atlantic States, was it morning of you waited?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be for me for the Jersey show. But I've got room, so I feel good.
What about for North Americans? Do you know when you
North Americans, it's the night before. It's like 4 to 8 p.m. And then prejudging is at 8 a.m. the next week
Okay, nice.
for Classic.
Classic, really.
Yeah, Classic is its own day, or maybe it's Classic and Physique on one day. Yeah, it's Classic and Men's Physique, but I think Classic goes first.
Wow.
So 8 a.m.
That's nice.
And it's on a Thursday or a Wednesday too. You weigh in on Tuesday, you compete on Wednesday, and then you're done. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited.
It's time for
Cool. Well, yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Johnny. You got a great head on your shoulders. You got a bright future in front of you. I'm really excited to train with you when I move to Jersey. It'll be super fun.
Get one together.
And where can people follow along and find you or reach out to you about personal training if they want to?
You guys could find me on Instagram. I'm pretty much active on there. JKIM Fit. YouTube is also JKIM Fit. So if you guys want to follow along the journey, you guys could find me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. I'll have links to all of that in the show notes as well. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you for having me on, Scott. Appreciate it, man.